We talked a bit about BSV's capabilities. I won't repeat them, but the big things to remember: low cost. Blockchains do not work at massive scale if it's too expensive. You do not want to pay $40 or $80 to mint an NFT or to send transactions on the chain of data. You need low cost to make this all work. That is our key proposition. We're going to turn to Dr. Mohamed, who's going to talk to us about a project he's helping our association do at his university to improve the tracking of identity information in the form of academic and professional certifications. Dr. Mohamed, tell us about why that's important and what you're doing.
Thank you, Jimmy, for hosting us and also arranging this beautiful, gathering and information sharing. First of all, academic credentials are very important and critical documents. Okay, they are very important and critical documents. Everyone today needs the academic credentials. Either he's a student, or employee, or even employers, even the institutions who are issuing these credentials. On the other side, there are a lot of fake credentials spreading out around the world. Now we are, having this blockchain technology. We can, employ their features into avoiding these fake credentials. Recent study shows that there are more than 2 million fake academic credentials in the United States in circulation in the market.
How many is that?
2 million.
2 million fake academic credentials in the U.S.?
In the U.S. on a yearly basis. There are more than 300 fake and non-existing academic institute as well issuing certificate in the United States, 270 in the United Kingdom, and about 30% from the new employees applying for a job in Australia having fake ID or fake credentials. So it is a global issue and increasing right now. So we thought that having this brilliant technology, blockchain, that we can employ its features. First of all, it's an immutable database, so we can, once you have a record that on a blockchain, it is stay there forever. It is also secure data. It can be hashed and can be encrypted. Also, it is working on decentralized environment, so nobody actually holding this data or having a sole ownership. So there is no single point of failure, which is very important when you depends on one source of to supply your information or to verify an information. Where if there is a internal hack or there is even external hack, then they can really fake or they can duplicate data and so on. So the trust blockchain brings, allow us today to verify our credentials and academic certificates on a blockchain, and we can also add to it the equivalency, which is very important as well when you move from a country to country or from one company to another, or even if you want to migrate to another country, you need to having your academic certificate verified, also equivalent to the standard of the country or the new company you are going. So here in University of Sharjah, we launched a project to establish a platform to verify and authenticate academic credentials, diplomas, even history of employment as well, which is also a subject of duplication and manipulation by many people, using a blockchain, BSV blockchain. BSV blockchain is one of the best choice for us from the technical point of view. For many reasons, it has more than 5,000 transactions per second, which, and can scale up to 100,000. There are more than 1,000 applications already built on the chain. The cost as well of transaction is very minimal, about 0.005 of dollar per kilobyte, which is very competitive. And also there are more than 20 industrial sectors already building their application of blockchain. The size of the block as well, which is 4 gigabyte right now, and 8 gigabyte is coming soon, which is allow us to having the credential, the transcript, and even having the certificate as NFT. transferred onto BSV blockchain.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see the deployment of a test of this, hopefully at our big May conference in a couple of months. Dereck, let's go to you and talk about a different form of identity management from your hand and all the things you can do with it. And we have some videos to play when you're ready.
You want to do the video first? Or?
Sure. Do you want to go to the grocery store and pay?
So as we can see, it's a normal, she's asking for the payment system. What happens? That you have the palm of your hand. This is even the old system. It's fully contactless. It's GDPR compliant, PSD2 compliant, non-intrusive, live verification. And you pay immediately like this, just with your hand, without any contact. So you get the receipt on your phone, you can get a physical receipt, you can also do a second verification for their adaptability. So this is, for example, the technology. What does the technology do? The technology scans the veins inside your hand, it scans the 3D of your hand, and it scans the geometrics of your hand. So that is what it does. And it verifies live. So if you cut off my hand, it won't work. And you can also do combinations of the hand gestures, that if you get robbed, that you can send a silent alarm to the system, that everything is still going ahead, but the transaction is fraudulent. So this is besides of non-privacy intrusive and contactless and COVID compliant PSD2 GDPR, it's in my opinion one of the best biometric solutions out there. And
you could do more than just pay, right?
Yeah.
What else can you do with the hand ID?
So one is the payment solution. Number two is, of course, the access control, which is very important. You can start your car, it's your key. And then third of all,
so you can start a car like a smart car with your hand.
A smart car, we already did it. You can start your car. It's also your password. It's also your passport. It's also your electronic ID. It is also your seat phrase. It is everything you have, right? And also what is very interesting, that it's non-privacy intrusive and non-intrusive. So also, because people have, for example, problems to give their face, or it's full contact with the finger, or with the eye, it's more complicated, it takes more time. So also to enroll is much more easier. And for this system, we can use, of course, different blockchains. And for example, we can use BSV, we can use N-Chain as a company, we can use many companies who support these systems. And this is really important because there's a lot of people ask me also where you store your data, where's the data going, how is it working? So it's fully working. We are already in version 3, and we're looking forward that the world will change to PalmFusion technologies. And I would be really tired to have a boarding pass, to bring my passport, to bring my credit cards, to bring my keys, to bring everything. So it's also have a very sustainable and environmental impact. So because all plastic is gone, all wallets are gone, everything is being replaced. So it also is very good on a social aspect and on an environmental aspect. So it's a great solution.
Awesome. And I know what you are in talks with the N-Chain company who was represented at the last panel to explore use of BSV for various uses related to this, including logging all of the authentication acts, right? Each of those is a time-stamped entry to publicly verify, events.
Yes, correct. So that is because we are really good in the technology, but in the back, there needs to be more security, and especially the timestamp. When did somebody enroll? Where did somebody enroll? And that needs to be fully on the blockchain also.
Okay, fantastic. I can't wait to see more of this. Come to our event in May, end of May, and you'll hear more from Dereck. Vasilisa, so you really think about this a lot, given your work. How does blockchain-based identity management, how can it be useful to improve governance and democracy? Because I know that is a huge area of passion for you.
That's very much true, because one of the roles I hold in the CBCAT, in the Centre Blockchain of Catalonia, is also leading the conference named Democracy for All Blockchain for Governance, which is dedicated very much to the identity issues. So, Jimmy, I would say that let's go simpler. How do I identify identity, right? So on the first part, like on a state level, It's our passports, our licenses, whatever, driving or whatever it is, ID cards. But on a larger level, our identity is not just these documents who represent us.
Right.
It's all the activities, all the data we create or we possess for some reason, health data, metadata, anything we create in the internet or in the metaverse now, right? So all of that is part of our identity. So let's say on the global level, on the government level, which they care mostly is this piece of paper right now, which is not even safe, which can be faked very often. Blockchain comes super handy. And on top of that, imagine the KYC process right now, how painful it can be for everybody, especially when the world is so big and we're coming from the different parts of that world. With the blockchain, putting all this information into the digital wallet or whatever we call it, and lots of governments are already looking into that, but let's say, guys, if you're not considering blockchain as a part of that technology, you're risking too much. It's, the risk of fake documents will be even higher. So the security, transparency, authenticity of this document in the digital wallet will be only saved by the blockchain. And imagine that how many transactions all of us will do when we present this document.
Yes.
It's millions and billions of people every second, every minute going through a certain way of verification in their bank, in the store, in the government office, here, there, something, I'm taking a credit, doesn't matter. So it's, this blockchain should be very much scalable and also interoperable with the different systems, because we also operate in a trustless environment. Think about the cross-border operations. So when a person from one part of the world goes to another part of the world, these documents should be recognized by these parties. And they must trust each other and to those companies or whatever, the government offices who issued these documents. So right now we have our international passports, which is more or less is going around the world, but this is so old-fashioned right now. So we understand how obsolete is the system. So now with the new digital documents, which sooner, very soon, I think is going to be already there by 2030, more or less. Even the European Union is targeting 2030 as when they have their digital documents for at least 80% of their population. Same probably is happening in America. I assume Middle East is looking into the same technologies. So we need to look into blockchain. On the other hand, let's look into the more, let's say, human side of the question, what we said, that our identity is much more than just a document. It's all the data which we possess. Currently, lots of people are not even realizing still how much data they have and what this data, what value this data represents. So we said about microtransactions, for example. If I want to share my geolocation, my health data, anonymously, of course, and here we have
get paid a little money for it.
Zero knowledge technology is a must, but zero knowledge technology is based on blockchain, right? And also, if we want to share, donate, or sell our data, again, that's microtransactions. We're not going to have a lot because we watched the movie or we read this book. It's going to be, I don't know, less than a cent.
And that's why we believe BSV is a solution for that.
Very much. That's so true.
All right, Jad, let's turn to you. So you used to work at the N-Chain company, which is a leading blockchain R&D tech firm. What are some of the unique ID management solutions you've seen developed there that you can talk about using the BSV blockchain?
Yeah, sure. So there's a lot of research and work been done around identity management solutions, and that goes to very similar to what Vasilisa said. So your identity is basically the aggregation of all the data that is around you, and moving towards Web 3.0, where basically a lot of the information about you lives on the blockchain, where it's not owned by separate platform providers, like for example Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you want to post an image, for example, on one of those platforms, it's in a separate walled garden for each of those. And in the direction that we're going with Web 3.0, you would only post your picture once, and that would go on the blockchain, and then the platform providers would aggregate that data, curate it, and then present it to you. So in a sense, you own your data on the blockchain, and then these service providers would just aggregate, all of the data, that you have about yourself, and that if you have protocols that are interoperable, different types of data about you can be aggregated together. So you can have your work data, the data, for your university life, different types of data can be aggregated to build, a centralized identity for yourself.
All right, let's go to the metaverse. And we're going to show a video from one of the other projects Dereck is involved with, represented right there, Blockchain Valley Virtual. Hey, Nico, we're going to see you in a bit. I'm going to play this video, and then Dereck can
Yeah, I mean, Blockchain Valley, if you talk about realistic metaverse, Unreal 5 here. Can we put it louder?
Yeah, can I get volume on this, please?
Volume.
Thank you.
Blockchain Valley and Blockchain Valley Virtual.
Okay, no volume, but normally the avatar is...
Real estate and metaverse. A one-to-one copy of our original project where we have an economy within an economy and where you can experience events, concerts, social contacts, NFTs, gamification, and much more from the comfort of your home. Let me take you on a little journey to show you my vision. Can you imagine that an NFT can be much more than an artwork? It can also be exclusive gadgets and wearables for your avatar. It can be an amazing exotic pet that you can feed and do fun stuff with. You can turn this NFTs in different skins for your avatar, collect art for your virtual home, and show it to your family and friends. You can turn yourself into a superhero or maybe even an alien. Blockchain Valley Virtual will be a decentralized platform where you can hook up with your friends and do fun stuff together, where you can play games, network, or even make your own business. Join us and be part of the future.
All right, so tell us about your involvement with Blockchain Valley and why we should all be interested in this world.
Yeah, because I believe in a virtual parallel twin and a triplet. So what does it mean? We are building the physical city and we are building the metaverse at the same time. So the metaverse and the physical city are aligned, are always in alignment. So it means when you change something in the virtual world, it changes in the real world. Or when you change it in the real world, it changes in the virtual world. And then you have the triplet, which is the gamification. But this is very important because when you have the metaverse as an exact parallel twin, you tackle a lot of problems. For example, facility management. For example, IoT. For example, speed, seamless, effectiveness, efficiency. You can integrate blockchain much more easier. You can also tokenize much more easier. You don't have to...
That was very loud, Nico.
See, they liked it so much, so the gods are speaking, no? So the thing is that you really have to think about it. Everything is digitalized, right? So what does it mean? That you don't have to, for example, everybody is talking about tokenization of real estate through putting a company on top. Then you're not tokenizing the real estate, you're tokenizing the company. If you put a parallel twin on the metaverse, you can really tokenize the real estate itself. So, and the good thing is you have the metaverse and the real estate at the same time. So that is fantastic. And what you do with the triplet is what everybody is doing, just gamification.
Yeah. And I know right now that project is not using BSV, but obviously would love to have you do that as we explore some more ways to work with you. Yeah.
Of course, that is the Nico is of course the owner, and he is will talk about that. I am involved into the real estate because my background was creating new destinations all over the world, including here in Dubai.
Yeah.
And so that is why I'm super excited to create a new destination in Sofia, which is 2 million square meters, 10 minutes from Sofia city. And you see even that a lot of people who live in Sofia, they don't have a place to live, they think.
Wow.
And now they can live in nature next to the city.
Okay.
Which same what happened here, for example, with Al-Barari.
But this is a great example of why you need a really scalable blockchain to power all that kind of data and NFTs and avatars, really a lot of data capacity, really fast, low cost. Dr. Mohamed, tell us about any projects or ideas that are happening at your university for the metaverse and blockchain.
Okay. Actually, you're well, it seems you're well connected and knows a lot of our future projects. For Metaverse, we are working now on a project to preserve the culture of Arabic and Islamic communities. You know, the culture, the arts of Islamic and Arabic communities are very important and has value for the communities. So we think like this can be like lost or can be forgotten by after years and years. So we want to give this the opportunity to the future generation see our culture and see our values. So now we are trying to collect these culture, heritage, art, artworks into and digitize them, store them, and also allow them into a metaverse world, and also enable marketplace for those who want to do trading or maybe to sell it in auctions for the higher bidder as well, and also have an option to preserve the physical copy of that culture or customs either with them or within a national museums. So this metaverse with the blockchain enable us to do things that was not able to do in the future. And we also can send, create a bank of memory for what you are doing here as a parents to your grandson and grandsons in the future by storing these into the metaverse world.
It's a great phrase, a bank of memories on the blockchain. Right, yeah. Vasilisa, clearly metaverse is fascinating, but it can carry governance and other issues as we now move human activity into this digital environment. Tell us, what are some of those?
Correct. Well, there are two things. When you talk about the metaverse created for you by Facebook, there is no issues. Facebook will tell you and dictate you what to do and how to operate there. Who is in, who is out, what opinion is good and what opinion is bad. But when we're talking about real metaverse as a web-free shared internet of everything, that's when things become interesting, because there we have developers, creators, users, all sharing this environment, this economics, and they have to decide how they're going to be evolving, right? So the answer is DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations. Maybe. So when they can have a set of rules, how they operate, their rights, their responsibilities, what is allowed and what is not allowed in metaverse. Again, the economics by itself is also should be governed some way. And here we comes again to many transactions happening in this metaverse because creators want to sell their NFTs, always selling land, or actually people are going to have their jobs, the full job market in the metaverse. It's actually, again, there was amazing, this city scale digital twin. It's going to be a city with actually digital metaverse citizens. How they going to govern themselves? So all these questions should be answered and asked and answered way before the metaverse goes live. How they going to co-create there? I think it's very important that we are very inclusive in this environment, that we are democratic, that we are sharing similar values, that we respect all the cultures which are coming there. So I would say that it's not easy. It's very fast and easy to go and say, I think it's going to be this way, and it's only one answer. But that's dictatorship. So we need to be more involvement, like give more involvement to people from coming all over the world to our metaverses because it's a shared place.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, on BSV, there's a company in the United States called Transmira, which runs an AR and VR platform called Omniscape, which is really digging into this. So working with a company called Aerometrics to 3D scan entire cities in a very detailed level. Here's a video of their scan of my hometown of Los Angeles, where literally entire buildings, streets, stadiums, hospitals will be scanned, and their future is creating opportunities for you to engage in these virtual environments, buy things at the store, go to a lecture at the University of Southern California, go to a sporting event at the formerly named Staples Center. That's the world they're working towards, and they needed, of course, a blockchain that could scale and with massive low-cost technical capabilities. Jad, can you give some examples of why you think companies who are here at AIBC should be looking at BSV as the place to build their metaverse?
Yeah, definitely. So I have a bunch of experience working in the blockchain space on different protocols, and one thing that's very unique about BSV is that the protocol is stable. So if you want to build, something that's a business or any product or service, you can rely on the base layer being stable, and that way, moving forward, you can focus your time on improving your system, building out new features, instead of having to worry about what the latest changes are being done to the protocol. So similar to the internet, this is like the plumbing layer. It shouldn't be changing, and if it's stable, you can build robust systems on top of it.
All right. In our final minutes, I want to focus on the more specific topic of smart cities and how blockchain can be useful for that. I know, Dereck, you don't like to call them smart cities. What do you like to call them, and why?
Yeah, I would like to call them conscious cities. And
Conscious
I have a
cities.
friend who is laughing at me now because he calls them the same.
Hi, George.
And why is that? Because I believe in trust. For example, a good example is a company called Yes We Trust, which is you also have to think about the spirit, the soul, the trust, and about quality of life. And you can reach that in conscious cities. The only way, and a really good example, is using blockchain for that also. And it's very important because I've created many new destinations in the world, and it's not only about smartness. Smartness is already old. It's about the integration and adaptability and how people feel about it too.
Where are you
and how
trying to-
people trust it.
Where are you trying to create a conscious city now?
We are already creating one part of it in Blockchain Valley in Sofia. Then I'm also busy in Thailand, in Pattaya, and
Yeah.
in Phuket.
You're
and
going
in
to take me to
Bangkok.
visit, right?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna come
Yeah,
to
I'm
visit.
yeah.
And also there are other communities, for example, in Copenhagen, which Yes We Trust is doing trust points. And they have many. I also was with other people from US, which are here too.
Okay.
And they are also really know you really well and your company. And yeah, it's really happening also
Great.
for the good of the people.
Yeah. Dr. Mohamed, Smart Dubai, very important initiative here in Dubai. How do you foresee AI, blockchain, other digital data technologies being useful for Smart Dubai?
I think we will see more integration between IoT with AI and utilizing blockchain in the future. The Metaverse shopping mall will be very popular, so people will not go to the physical mall to see things or to waste time on the traffic to go and buy. You will see and have the same experience into the virtual environment. And also even the virtual school or metaverse school, metaverse universities as well will be a reality and something that we will live in the future. The traffic jam will be probably gone. We will not have this issue with the smart and intelligent system that can collect a real traffic, real time data from the traffic and send it to your car. If you have an autonomous car, then it redirect and change its routes seamlessly without any involvement of a human being. This is what will be the future. You're not gonna go yourself to do a lot of things. You'll send your car, which is like without a driver, to go to do the job and bring stuff to you. So we think this will be like the future. Already experienced by some of them here in Dubai, like an autonomous taxi in Dubai and also in Abu Dhabi. We see also the distance learning, or remote learning from home, simulation that enable you to learn a lot of things, even practical, without being physically in a classroom. This is what the future will be looks like.
And Vasilisa, what do you want to see for smart cities in Europe?
I think especially Catalonia is very strong in smart cities, holding one of the most important events annually. I would say that it goes with integration, with, as Dr. Mohamed was exactly saying, with IoT, with AI, and with, again, personal involvement of every people. Like Europeans are usually very conscious people. They want, that's why conscious cities is amazing, and I love it. Absolutely. So they want to create a participatory economies in the cities, again, everybody taking personal responsibility, where what's happening is transparent, so everybody can go and check what's happening on the roads, where the funds are going, how the government is working. So all of that goes to smart cities. So I think it's a personal concern of every citizen. Is going to be much bigger, and because the society is quite developed, with hand in hand with the technology. And again, blockchain here for the smart city can play that role for transparency. Absolutely.
As we prepare to wrap up, I want to underline what I said yesterday if you were here, why IPv6, the next iteration that's being advanced of IP protocol, internet protocol, is so critical to this, because it allows many more unique IP addresses than IPv4, which is capped out at about 4 billion unique IP addresses, not enough for everyone in the world as a person, let alone all of the many connected devices that we have. This world of smart cities and IoT and Metaverse will mean many, many more. And IPv6 can generate up to 10 quintillion plus unique IP addresses for every person, animal, rock, device in the world. So everything in our lives could be data and micropayment connected, and that's why we're partnering the IPv6 Forum with Bitcoin SV, BSV, to be able to power all that. So I'm going to end now with asking a question to each of you. Jad, what are some partnerships, alliances you're looking for while you're here at AIBC? Why should people talk to you?
Yeah, so I grew up in Beirut, and I'm really happy to see all of the momentum being built in the Middle East and starting with Dubai. So anyone that wants to build anything or solve any problems that are uniquely solvable using the blockchain, I would love to offer my technical expertise and the lessons that I've learned over the years working with this technology, and hopefully we can take this region to the next level.
Right, Vasilisa.
Well, as a center, again, first of all, we're looking for anybody who is interested in a more democratic, decentralized world to join our conference in November, in 10th and 11th of November, Democracy for All, Blockchain for Governance. And as a center, we look for all types of cooperations on Metaverse including, because we have our own small Catverse, Catalan Metaverse. So if you want to help us develop it and make it bigger and more interesting, please talk to me. We actually developed several projects already with BSV and looking very much into technologies. So I really look forward to see what is going to happen with our challenges. And I can give more examples later of how BSV can actually be very scalable and work for our past projects will be much more better. So yes, basically anything related, if you're interested in the Catalan market or if you are interested in the Metaverse in Catalonia, please reach out to us.
Dr. Mohamed.
Yeah, we're looking for more collaboration between the government, academia, and industry, which is called the triple helix. So we want to improve the collaboration and have more projects and R&D to develop real cases for that can serve the community as the examples we described today. And we have some companies who approach us to develop the platforms for them and do testing as well until the POC level, and then they can scale up and launch it into the market. So we welcome you at University of Sharjah. We have the Blockchain Research Center. If there is any need to screen the market or want to implement something within our university and student environment, you are most welcome.
All right, and Dereck.
I'm looking for a future where PalmFusion is integrated all over the globe. And I'm looking for a future where the metaverse like Blockchain Valley or other metaverses are implemented in a parallel twin with the real estate projects. And I'm always looking for new projects, conscious projects of real estate all around the world where I implement the PalmFusion, where I implement the metaverse. And last but not least, which will be announced on the 25th of this month, I'm also want to integrate a full financial platform into the metaverses and into the real estate platforms and into the biometrics.
Stay tuned for that announcement on March 25th. I'm excited for that news to become public, to see all of these people again and hear more about these and other exciting projects on the blockchain, in particular in BSV. Come join us at our BSV Global Blockchain Convention here in Dubai, the Grand Hyatt, May 24th, 25th, and 26th. You'll see all of these people again, progress on a lot of the projects they're doing with BSV, and many more people from around the world leading this effort to use blockchain for something real, good, useful, data, micropayments to create a more conscious world. Let's give a round of applause to our panelists, and I hope to see you all at Dubai for our event.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you so much.